So in this video, we're going to watch my first fight, and we're going to go over the 3 lessons that I learned or the observations that I had during this tournament. So yeah, we were definitely a more traditional school. We definitely believed in more of the spiritual aspects of Muay Thai and such. So here I am, like, just sealing the ring, so to speak, and having my prayers, protect me and let's have fun sort of thing. And I'm very respectful. We were always taught to keep our hands up and show respect, and here we are. So the first lesson, or really it's more of an observation that you can make about yourself, is really more of an event that's predicated on what happens or what you do after you get hit for the first time. What happens after you get hit? Do you wince? Do you flinch? Do you stand up and fight back? Or are you a deer in the headlights? That's not to say that, if you get hit and let's say you're a deer in the headlights, that's not to say that that is who you are or that you're stuck that way. Reactions can be trained. Your responses, you can train your responses. And it's really meant to show you who you are right now. And if this is something that you need to work on. When I watch this fight back, I am proud of myself because I did get hit several times in the beginning, and I chose to stand and fight back. And it really doesn't matter if others see it, if your coaches see it, or if the crowd sees it. It's really an observation that you can make for yourself, and it's for you. And this basically demonstrates that this is where I was, and that I was ready to move on to the next level, so to speak, the next aspect of being a martial artist. Almost like I passed this test. And then here towards the end of the round, I'm actually getting him with some pretty good knees. We're definitely more of a Muay Thai school, and you're definitely going to see that we're heavy pressure with lots of clinching. And that was the end of the first round. So honestly, at the beginning of it, I would definitely give it to him. In the second half of the first round, that's kind of like when I activate, when I turn on. I'm really kind of like a slow starter, and what you'll see in the follow up of the other fights, including this one as well, is it does take me like the first round to even get started. Gosh, we're just like standing around. Honestly, it's like we're just standing around. I remember feeling like there's such a lull in that one moment that I was like, should I even be hitting this guy right now? So here's kind of where I'm figuring out, like, I need to get in with the knees. And like once I start getting the clinch work, because we're allowed to do clinches here. So here I am working at, and then here we get him in with a knee on the side. This is about to be some good clinch positioning. Get some clinch positioning there. A nice little twist. Crossface. And then flipping to the side. And then I get him in the gut real good there. He actually ends up spitting out his mouthpiece here in a second. Here it is. And there it goes flying. Ref has to pick it up. The second thing that I learned going into these fights, your body is on fire. And there is this psychological fatigue that comes with fighting. The idea that like you watching somebody's fight and you think you could, oh, well, I would do this, or I would do that, or I would do this. But when you are up there, you are in front of a whole bunch of people, half naked. Your body's on fire. Your mind isn't really on. You're not really thinking. And at this point, you're just going. You're just acting on instinct, which is why it's so important for you to train yourself to effectively act when you don't feel like you have any more in you. You train until you're out of gas, and then you train techniques. Because when you're in the ring and you're fighting, all you feel is tired. All you feel is fatigue. And you can't think your way out of it. Your body just needs to act, and your mind just needs to get out of the way. Yeah, you can absolutely tell that we are both just mentally and physically exhausted from this entire bout. And it took me so long to get that knee up there. And there they are screaming my name like, yeah. Come on, Drew. Yeah. And the third lesson is it doesn't always look pretty. I mean, fights are messy. Your strikes don't look crisp. You don't always look good. What matters is what works. I mean, look at this. Look, we're falling down. We are fumbling over each other all over this ring, literally tossing each other left and right. Fights are messy. And so it's not necessarily important that you throw the crispest punch or you throw the nicest kick. You know, it's not always important that you stay in perfect form every single time. Sometimes you have to go a little bit outside of form to make something work. Sometimes you have to adjust what you're doing, especially if especially if the person that you're fighting knows what you look like when you're doing this or that, the third. To be untelegraphable or to be untelegraphing, sometimes you have to do something that you don't normally do. You know, and so it's not necessarily about looking good, it's about what works. And see, that's what I mean. I mean, it's so messy. Like, we are literally bouncing off the ring and falling over and stuff like that. We almost left the ring there for a second, but fights are messy. They're not clean, they're not precise. Yeah, I just turned on the engine because I had a feeling like I could just finish this guy with a bunch of knees. And thankfully, the ref stepped in and gave it to me with a TKO. This was the first fight of 3 on this day. And I was very fatigued after the first fight. And the second fight was only 30 minutes after this. If I wasn't looking tired in the first fight, it definitely shows in the second. So if you'd like to watch that, sub to the channel, stay tuned for the second and third fights in this tournament.